सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। चरितं रघुनाथस्य शतकोटिप्रविस्तरम् एकैकमक्षरं पुंसां महापातकनाशकम् महापातकनाशकम्। आदौ रामतपोवनाभिगमनं हत्वा मृगं काञ्चनं वैदेहीहरणं जटायुमरणं सुग्रीवसम्भाषणं वालीनिर्दलनं समुद्रतरणं लङ्कापुरीदाहनं पश्चात् रावणकुम्भकर्णहननम् एतद्धि रामायणम् एतद्धि रामायणम्। Hari Om. On the auspicious occasion of Ram Navami, we have started this 9 days series on topic Purajana Gita. What is this Purajana Gita? You may have this question in your mind. Purajana Gita is the portion of Ramacharitamanasa. Purajana Gita is the teaching of Rama to whole nation, to Praja. That is Purajana Gita. This Purajana Gita comes under Lanka Kand in Ramacharitamanasa. So 9 days continuously we are going to see this Purajana Gita topic, and this comes under Ramacharitamanasa, composed by our Sant Tulsidas ji. So we are going to see this bit portion of Purajana Gita. Before that, this is Rama Katha. So obviously Rama Nama Sankirtanam should be there for just 2 minutes. So we will do that, and then I will give brief introduction about this Ramacharitamanasa and how this Purajana Gita is helpful for us, how this Purajana Gita is relevant in our daily life. This we will see. Let us sing a beautiful bhajan of Rama, Lord Rama. Sri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. 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 Sri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram 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 Jaya Jaya Ram सियावर रामचंद्र की जय. Rama Nama is so powerful and very helpful as far as our daily life is concerned. So now let us start thinking on this topic. As I mentioned, Ramacharita Manasa. Before coming to that, before explaining that, I would like to tell you very fact of our Hinduism. Unless and until you know at least some Prasthantrayi, you will not have a dot or iota of idea of our Hinduism. Just listening stories and hearing kathas is not going to give you full idea about our Hinduism. And if you want to have full idea what Hinduism is, how small acts, festivals, things are blend very nicely in Hinduism. If you want to know that, at least one Prasthantrayi you should be thorough. What is that one Prasthantrayi? As far as Puranas are concerned, Pauranic Prasthantrayi is there. Pauranic Prasthantrayi means Mahabharat, Bhagavat and Ramayana. These three are Mahabharat, Bhagavat, Ramayanam. These three epics are there, and actually this has happened. Many people ask this question, has Ramayana happened actually? Has Bhagavatam actually happened in India? Has Mahabharat war took place in our India? They ask this question because they feel it is not possible. How a person can build a bridge on water? They have many questions. So I told you in the beginning, when we study Pauranic Prasthanatrayi, then you will not have any question in your mind. So that is Mahabharat, Bhagavatam and Ramayanam. If I want to put in very short, then I would say Mahabharat is the depiction of what a lobha can culminate into. What is the parinama, what is the effect of lobha? Okay, lobha in our life. If you want to see, read Mahabharat. What is Ramayanam? What is the effect of kama, desire, binding desires? If you want to know that, study Ramayana. Ramayana and Mahabharat, these are the very highest effect of kama and lobha. Greed. Lobha means greed. I am a greedy person. What will happen to me? What happened to Duryodhana? Same result you will get. If I am a kami purusha, desired person, plenty of desires are there in my bosom, then what will happen? What happened with Ravana, that will happen to you. If you want to see effect, culmination of these two enemies, then you can open Mahabharat and Ramayanam. Then what is Bhagavatam? Bhagavatam is Leela Kirtanam of Krishna. You will thoroughly enjoy the sporting of Krishna, how Krishna reveled on this land. So this is how in short Ramayana and Bhagavatam, Mahabharatam, Pauranic Prasthanatrayi. These are not only kathas. Purana means Pura Api Navam. They are ancient, most ancient. Still they are new. Still they are new means every time you read same story, every time you read same katha, you will have equal, even more joy in next iteration. That is why it is ancient, yet it is new and lucid and melodious. You can listen to this katha, then you will actually experience in your life. Okay, so these are Pauranic Prasthantrayi, and Purana means that which is ancient yet it is new. You can enjoy every time more and more. Okay, so under this Ramayanam part, this Ramacharita comes. Actually, there are so many Ramayanam. I cannot count that many Ramayanams are there. Immeasurable, uncountable Ramayanam are there. But out of that, Valmiki Ramayana has got the highest authenticity. Valmiki Ramayana has got highest authenticity, and Ramacharita Manasa also is the essence. Stories, everything without changing the essence, it is presented in Awadhi language. So Ramacharita Manasa is also equally authentic. That is why we have chosen this portion of Ramacharita Manasa. If we listen Bhagavatam, we don't have questions. How Krishna lifted the mountain? Do we have that question? No. You can go through many stories in Bhagavatam and still you won't have any question in your mind. But as soon as you start reading Ramayanam, you will have many questions in your head. Why this is so? This can be a question. Because we have not read the original composition, original Ramayanam of Valmiki ji. That is why all the time questions are there. Why Rama forsook the Sita? Why Rama gave up Sita when she was pregnant? Question is there. Just by one person is saying Sita is not pure, he gave up Sita? How this is possible? How a god Rama is asking to fruits and trees that where is my Sita? How God can make these mistakes? So these many questions are there. But when we read Valmiki Ramayanam, when we study Valmiki Ramayanam, that time all doubts are vanished or even clarified, resolved. So why we are having doubts about this Ramayanam? Because of we haven't read Valmiki Ramayanam yet. So Ramacharita Manasa is also authentic. If you want to resolve your doubt about Lord Rama, you should read Valmiki Ramayanam. All doubts will be resolved. Okay. Ramacharita Manasa, Manasa means a lake. There is Kailas Parvata. In that Kailas Parvata Himalaya, there is Manasa Sarovar. And because of that Manasa Sarovar, this Ramayanam got the Saudhnya title Ramacharita Manasa. But there is difference between Ramacharita Manasa and that Manasa Sarovar. What is the difference? If you want to take dip in Manasa Sarovar, then you have to go to Himalaya. Then only you can take dip in that Manasa Sarovar. But Ramayanam, Ramacharita Manasa is different. You need not go to Ramayan. Ramayan will come to you through such videos, through such flyers. Rama will reach out you. Rama will reach up to you. You need not go to Rama. This is the difference. Second, on that Manasa Sarovar, Hamsa, swan birds are there. They enjoy there. But this Ramacharita Manasa, Paramahamsa, great sannyasi, they enjoy in this Ramacharita Manasa. This is the difference. Hamsa, Paramahamsa. And last difference is, if you go to Manasa Sarovar and you don't know how to swim, then you may drown in that Manasa Sarovar, and you may die in that Manasa Sarovar. But if you take a deep dive in this Ramacharita Manasa, if you plunge in this Ramacharita Manasa, you will not die. Okay, you will liberate yourself by plunging here in Ramacharita Manasa. So this is the difference between Ramacharita Manasa and Manasa Sarovar. In Ramacharita Manasa there are 7 kandas, and in that 7 kandas, Lanka Kanda is the 6th kanda or canto, and in that Lanka Kanda, Purajana Gita comes. Okay, today is the Navaratri first day. Okay, in Marathi, this is New Year. Many states they celebrate this as New Year, but we also, Chaitra Shuddha Pratipada is our new day, new year, first day of New Year. And this day we call Gudhi Padwa, and we say in Marathi, Gudhi Padव्याच्या हार्दिक शुभेच्छा. Gudhi Padव्याच्या हार्दिक शुभेच्छा. In different state, different way they celebrate this, but we celebrate in different way. Just briefly I will tell you because today is this Gudi Padwa, so I have to tell the bit explanation about that Gudi Padwa. Gudi means a traditional flag, well nicely decorated flag, that is called Gudhi. And Padwa means, Padwa word is derived from Pratipada. In Sanskrit, Pratipada is the word. Pratipada means first day of lunar fortnight, that is called Pratipada. Okay, then this first Pratipada became Padwa in Marathi, and on this day Gudi means a nice flag, traditional flag, decorated flag, and Padwa means Pratipada. So first day we celebrate the new year on this day. A Gudi Padwa, Gudi means a beautifully decorated, so many things are there. Now you have to imagine bit. Gudi means one upside down vessel will be there. First of all, one stick, on that upside down one vessel, on that one silk sari, mango leaves, neem leaves, and sweet candy or sweet sugar garland will be there, and one normal garland will be there on that Gudi. So this is actually Gudi, very nicely decorated. So what it means actually, bit significance of Gudi, and then we will come to our Gudi Padwa. Okay, because today we are starting Purajana Gita, and this is first day, and it is told that Rama came on this day. This is the first day when Rama came from Sri Lanka or Lanka. Rama defeated Ravana and he came to Ayodhya, and this is the first day. Then that is why when Rama came back, everybody celebrated that our Lord came with our Sita in our land, and he has defeated, conquered Ravana. And on this occasion we have hoisted the traditional flag, which is called Gudi. That is why bit explanation significance of that Gudi. You know, in our Hinduism, each and every festival has got deep meaning, connotations, significance, even scientific meanings are there. Just we have to explore in that perspective, you will get all things in your hand. So Gudi, I told you, one stick, upside down one utensil or vessel. That vessel indicates Yasha and Shri, success in your life. Yasha means success, Shri means wealth. Wealth and success. That upside down vessel is it signifies the success and wealth. Okay, you come little down, that neem leaves are there. That neem leaves signifies the arogya, health. Health is actually wealth. It is said, wealth is lost, nothing is lost. Health is lost, something is lost. Character is lost, everything is lost. If wealth is lost, nothing is lost. Okay, but if character goes, health is wealth in our Hinduism. So that neem leaves indicates the health. We should have good health. To keep our health good, we should eat every day one leaf of that neem. Then mango leaves. Mango leaves gives the maximum oxygen to us. Neem leaves, mango leaves, tulsi, these are most auspicious and gives maximum oxygen to us. That is why they are there in every celebration. Okay, garland is the pratik, insignia of mangalya, auspiciousness, sacredness. Sari, one sari is there on that gudi, that indicates prosperity. That sugar candy, sugar sweet garland indicates sweet personality in our, sweetness in our personality. If our vision is great, then whole world will appear, or whole world will appear as good. If our vision is great, then whole world, you will like whole world. And if your vani, if your personality is sweet, whole world will like you. What a beautiful saying. If your vision is great, you will like world. If your speech, if your personality is sweet, whole world will like you. So madhurya, that sweet candy indicates madhurya in my personality. Okay, then come down, silk sari indicates prosperity. May we have prosperity, for that we hoist this gudi. And next is that stick. Okay, it in earlier days, sugar cane. What it indicates? It indicates strength. That stick is so erect, robust actually. It will not bend down. Same way, we should be enough. We should have enough strength in our life. Physical strength, mental strength as well. And that sugar cane signifies that we all should protect, preserve, conserve our nature. So this is bit significance of Gudi Padwa. So this Gudi Padwa is over. On this day, Rama came to Ayodhya and we celebrated very nicely, because our God has come to see us. Okay. Now we will chant this Purajan Gita, and then I will explain the importance of Ramayana. Okay? We will not chant full. Today is the first day, so we will chant only 3 stanzas and 1 doha. So it is from Ramacharitamanasa, Lanka Kanda, and doha number 42. After that it starts. Okay. सुनहु सकल पुर जन मम बानी, कहु न कछु ममता उर आनी। नहीं अनीति नहीं कुछ प्रभुताई, सुनहु करहु जो तुम ही सोहाई। सोई सेवक प्रियतम मम सोई, मम अनुशासन मानै जोई। जो अनीति कछु भाषो भाई, तौ मोहि बरजहु भय बिसराई। बड़े भाग मानुष तनु पावा, सुर दुर्लभ सब ग्रंथ ही गावा। साधन धाम मोक्ष कर द्वारा, पाई न जेहि परलोक सवारा। सो परत्र दुख पावई, सिर धुनि धुनि पछताई। काल ही कर्म ही ईश्वर ही, मिथ्या दोष लगाई। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय। बोलो रे भाई सब संतन की जय। So when Lord Rama came back to Ayodhya, and he saw that management, proper organization is not there in his country, and then he called all people and started giving upadesha to them, started immediately exhortation, teaching to them. Ramayanam is the most important text, scripture in our life. All kinds of problems are solved, very well dealt in Ramayanam. If you want to have solution of any problem, I am telling you, any problem in your life, you must open Ramayanam and you will get your solution of your problem. All kinds of remedies rendered here in Ramayanam. We have to just open this Ramacharitmanas. Please don't feel bad. Many of us, we don't know the names of Rama's brother, names of Rama's mother. We don't know. So somehow we are overlooking our traditions. So my point is, somehow we have to gather our attention and dedicate some time for this kind of activities. This will definitely give you peace and joy in your life. This is my personal experience. You can do your all daily activities, service, everything, but at the same time this is also mandatory. We cannot or we should not overlook this kind of study. So Ramayanam is very helpful. Now so many organizations are there. They are working for one Bharat, Akhanda Bharat. Everybody is working. We want one nation, one rule, vision of equanimity for all. This everything they want. And I would like to tell you, Ramayanam is giving solution to that. Oh, yes. Akhanda Bharat, solution is here. See, if we want one India together, Akhanda Bharata, then all states should be together. They should have equal vision, same opinion, same thoughts in their mind. If all states they have to be together, then all districts in that state they should be together. Then only state can come together. If all districts should have one vision or same vision, for that reason all villages in that district should be one, should feel something for others. If you want one united village, then all houses in that village should be one. They should love each other. They should have affection towards each other. Okay, if one village has to be one or united, means in that each house, that house should be united. Mother is saying something, father is saying something, brother is saying something, sister is going in different direction, then how that house will be together or oneness won't be there. If one house has to be together, then two brothers should live happily. Yeah, this is not happening. Two brothers, they are not living happily. Ramayana says, you see the thinking of Ramayana, Bharata and Ram, they are not from same mother. but still Bharata loved Rama so much, Rama loved Bharata so much. So how two brother can be together, it is shown by Ramayanam. That to step mother's child. Yeah, it's very difficult. Lakshmana also. In one place Rama said, I love Lakshmana more than Sita. When Sita heard that, she was actually shocked. When he said, yes, I love my Lakshmana more than you. Valmiki Ramayana, that shloka comes. And then he said, I love my Pratidnya even more than Lakshmana. So he says, my Pratidnya, oath, vow, I love more than Lakshmana also. Point is, if houses in village they are together, then one village can be with power. Then only we can unite many villages, then one district, then one state, many state, and then Akhanda Bharata. So this is how Ramayana tells us how two brothers can live happily. And when two brothers live, the nation, you see the vision, long-term vision of Ramayana is this, that that togetherness starts here. Oneness starts here and it will culminate in Akhanda Bharata. Like that, how father and children, son, they should live. How pati patni, husband, wife, spouses, they should have love with each other. Ramayana is telling that. Nobody will tell you. How mother and their son, how relation should be there between these two entities. Yeah. Very nice. All problems are solved here actually. Ramayana. That is why today also Ramayana has got highest importance as far as our scriptures are concerned. Okay. On the top of that, in Ramayana, Rama is Lord also and he is seeker also. Yeah. Only one avatara is there where that avatara became Upasaka and Upasya. Upasaka, Lord Rama is Upasaka of Shankara, Lord Shiva, and Lord Rama himself is also a deity, a devata, a god. So he is the only one avatara where he is Upasaka also and Upasya also. Next part is Anusarana and Anukarana. These two terms are there. Anusarana and Anukarana. We cannot do Anukaranam of Lord Krishna. What Lord Krishna did, we cannot do that. Can we lift the mountain? No. Together also we cannot lift the mountain. Sometimes that one sofa or couch we cannot lift. What to talk about mountain? So Bhagavatam or Lord Krishna's life is not Anukaraniya, it is Anusaraniya. We must listen to that, we must think upon that. But Lord Rama's life is Anukaraniya. We must follow Lord Rama and we must do what Lord Rama did. We must not do what Lord Krishna did. We must do what Lord Rama did. So this is the difference between Lord Rama and Krishna. He became Upasaka and Upasya, and we can actually follow or we can actually do what Rama did. Okay, that is why Ramayanam is also important. All family problems discussed, solved, permanent solution has been given by Lord Rama. Okay, in this Ramayanam, Ramacharita so many Gitas are there. We know only Bhagavad Gita, and there is also confusion between Srimad Bhagavat and Bhagavad Gita. Many people they say Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is different, Bhagavat is different. Again and again I am telling because I hear here and there that somebody is saying Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is not there, Bhagavad Gita. Okay, so many Gitas are there in this Ramacharita Manasa. Shiva Gita in Balkanda, Lakshmana Gita, Sri Ram Gita, Vibhishana Gita, Purajana Gita. So this Purajana Gita I have taken for a topic of Ramanomi. 9 days series will be there. Okay, why have I chosen this topic? Because right now situation is worst. Everywhere corona pandemic is there, corona is spreading wildly, and all praja is actually in panic. They don't know what to do, how to go ahead in their life. Lord Rama is giving teaching to all praja. He is showing some guideline how to walk on this path or how to walk in this pandemic situation, that Lord Rama is telling. That is why I have chosen this Purajana Gita topic. Rama is exhorting, giving teaching to all people in society. Okay. Then what Rama says, when Rama came back coronated and he called all people, he says, Sunahu sakala purajana mama bani. Sunahu sakala purajana mama bani. See, Lord Rama was loved by whole country, not only Ayodhya. Whole country loved Lord Rama. Still Rama had to tell, you all listen please. Means what? We love many people. We love great entities in society, great gurus in society, but we don't follow them. This is very clear by the first word of this Purajana Gita, Sunahu. Lord Rama has called everybody, having called also all people, they were talking with each other. And then Lord Rama stood up and he said, listen. Sunahu means what? We love great gurus, but we don't listen to them. That is why Rama telling us, you all listen. Next word is Sakala. Sakala means you all should listen, not that only people in this country. All ministers should listen, all workers should listen, everybody should listen. That is why Sakala word came. Ramayanam is telling how a king should rule over the world. Very important fact. How a king should rule over the world. How a prime minister should rule. He should learn from Lord Rama. We will see the aspect of that. Rama has called everybody. And he started, all of you listen. Purajana. Purajana means, Pura means that kingdom and Jana means people. O people in this kingdom, you all please listen. What do you listen? Mama Bani. You please listen to my words, Rama is telling. Means what? People in that kingdom don't or did not listen to Lord. People in this kingdom also don't listen to Lord. What Bhagavad Gita says, do we know? From 1 chapter to 18 chapter, do we know what Bhagavad Gita says? Do we know what Bhagavatam says? Do we know what Shankaracharya ji says? Do we know what Jnaneshwar Maharaj says? No. That is why he says, Mama Bani Sunahu. All of you, you listen my words. Here Pura means you can take body also. Different meaning. Adhyatmik meaning, Adi Bhautik meaning. Okay, Adhyatmik meaning you can take. Pura means this body. City is called Pura. In Kathopanishad, this body is called Pura. And people who are residing in this body, you all please listen to me. Rama means Atma Chaitanya here. That Atma Chaitanya is telling to all Jnanendriyas, Karmendriyas in this Pura that you all should listen to me. Okay. This is another meaning, but actual meaning is Rama has called everybody and Rama has started telling, exhorting them. Kahavu na kachu mamata ur ani. Rama is teaching us how a prime minister should take decision or how a prime minister should address to all audience. Rama is saying, Kachu mamata urana ani kahau. I don't have any personal agenda in my life and I don't have any attachment. There is no attachment in my heart and I am telling something to you. Kahau na kachu mamata ura ani. Ura means in my mind there is no personal agendas, and out of that personal selfish thing I am talking to you. Rama is very clear that king of a nation should not have attachment to anybody, and out of that disattachment he should speak. Okay. Kacha mamata ura ani. There is no attachment and out of that I am speaking to you. Nahi aniti, nahi aniti, nahi kachu prabhutai. And Rama is telling, I am not going to tell you something wrong. Nahi aniti. Whatever I will speak, that will be righteous, will be helpful, will be not against society. Right now you can see prime minister or ministers, MLA, they will talk against society. Rama against aniti, against ethics and moral, they will talk. Lord Rama is clarifying himself, I am totally disattached, I am not attached, detached totally, and out of that detachment I am telling you something, and my words, they are not having any wrong teaching or any wrong guidance. Nahi aniti, nahi kachu prabhutai. Prabhutai means I am enforcing something on you. You know, if king is there, then that king can enforce, you know, he will compel people to do this. Right now that is happening. Yeah, I will not tell these things in this great video, but right now king is compelling us to do some things. Yeah, imposing. Yeah, right word is imposing. Rama is telling, I will not reinforce, I will not impose anything on you. You please listen to me. What a humbleness in talking. Lord Rama, Trailokya Nath is telling, you all please listen to me. Out of detachment, I am talking to you. Whatever I am saying, that guidance is not anything wrong, and it is not out. I will not reinforce to do that. I will not impose anything on you. Beautifully. Then next important, Sunahu karahu jo tum hi sohai. Rama is telling, even though I am telling you something good things, some teaching I am giving, but you all should, you know, ponder upon that, and then only if you feel it is good, then you do. This is called real king. Otherwise I will reinforce that you do this, do this. No, nothing. I am giving you knowledge, you think over it. If you feel it is good thing to do, right thing to do, then only you do. You see how beautiful it is said? Jo tumahi sohahi karahu. If it is good and right, then only you do. Can any king tell like this? Can any minister, any MLA can tell like this? I am telling you something. If it is good, then only you do. No, they will impose everything on us. This is the difference between Treta Yuga and Kali Yuga. Sunahu karahu jo tumahi sohai. That you do whatever you feel it is good and right thing to do. I will not impose anything on you. This is first stanza. Sunahu, he has called all people. He told, out of there is no mamata in my heart, attachment. I will not give any wrong direction, wrong guidance to you. I will not impose anything on you. If you feel it is good, then only you listen. You can see humbleness of Lord Rama. Okay, next stanza we will see and we will stop for today. Rama is saying, who is my servant, or whom do I love the most? I love all, king should love all, but whom do I love the most? The word come, सोई सेवक प्रियतम mama सोई. Rama is saying, I love servants. First thing is, I love servant. I don't love boss. Because I am boss, who can be greater boss than me? Rama says, I love servants. And I not only love him, I love him the most. Priyatama, Priya, Priyatarah and Priyatama. The most loving entity is that Soi Sevak. I love Sevak. And he says, who is servant? That is servant Mama Anushasana Manai Joi. The one who listens to one who follows, obey my all orders, Ajna, that person is Sevak. See now beautifully, pay attention. I love the most whom, the one who is Sevak. Who is Sevak? Who follows all orders of boss. Swami, that person is Sevak. Soi Sevaka Priyatama Mama Soi, Mama Anushasan Manai Joi. The one who will follow, obey my all orders, that person will be eligible for Sevaka. And the one who is Sevaka, I will love him the most. Over. Next, and again you see the culmination of humbleness. जव अनीति कछु भाषौ भाई तव मोहि बरजहु भय बिसराई. Rama is telling, if something is wrong in my decisions, in my teachings, if something is wrong, then fearlessly, not to be afraid, fearlessly you can tell, Lord Rama, this is something wrong. It did not appeal to me, and you give me better solution to this, I will accept it. What a large heartedness. Rama is telling, Jav aniti kachu bhashav bhai. Bhashav means if it appears as aniti, wrong direction, wrong guidance, tav mohi barajahu. You can tell this to me, bhaya bisarai. Bhaya, fear, bisarai. You forget that fear and you tell me what this is wrong, O Lord Rama. I will make changes in that. Who can tell this? Nobody can tell this. Only Rama is telling that. So here, Mama Anushasan, Rama is Lord. Lord means Vedas. Vedas Anushasan, one who follows, that person is servant. And one who is servant of Vedas, servant of Santa Mahatma, servant of Shankaracharya ji, Lord loves him. Very clear. And if something wrong is in Lord's words, you can tell Lord, this is actually wrong. Lord will change it. But our intellect falls very short. We don't know what we are talking, what we do. How can we correct Lord? So we cannot correct Lord. So here, brief introduction has done. Bhagwan called everybody. He said, I am not attached and I am not going to give you wrong guidance. I am not going to impose something on you. You listen to me. Whatever is good, you can follow that. Rama is telling, the one who listens my all orders, obeys my all orders, he is Sevaka and I love him most. And whatever I told, if something is wrong in that, you can tell me, I will change my words. This is the introduction. Now from tomorrow, we will see the actually teaching starts after this. So introduction is set actually, and from tomorrow for 9 days we will see this Purajana Gita. We will enjoy more and learn from Lord Rama. Okay, now here we will stop. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari